In the last 2 or 3 years, I would say one of the most common questions I get is, "Hey DT, when are you going to switch to Wayland? Man, you need to switch to Wayland, DT, because X11 is old and deprecated, and only old fuddy-duddies still run X11. All the cool kids are on Wayland, yada, yada, yada. When are you going to move to Wayland?" Right? Well, my answer has always been for the last 16 years, because that's how long Wayland has been under development, for 16 years, and it's still not ready. But I will switch when it's ready and when it's available on the desktop environments and window managers that I actually want to run. I'm not a GNOME user. I know Wayland is fantastic on GNOME. I'm not going to run GNOME. I know Wayland kind of works on a couple of window managers like Hyperland and Sway. Sway is basically an i3 clone, and i3 is one of my least favorite window managers as far as tiling window managers. I just don't like it. Hyperland's okay, but it's not my kind of window manager. I want to use a dynamic tiling window manager that handles multi-monitors the way Xmonad does or Qtile does. And I've been primarily using those window managers for a number of years now. And I've been using Qtile on X11, and Qtile for the last few years has been working on Wayland support. And they have a Wayland login session. It's kind of experimental. It's kind of in beta format. So, I mean, you may or may not get Qtile on Wayland to work on your machine. I had to jump through some hoops, but I've been playing around with it for the last couple of days. I've spent a few hours playing with Qtile on Wayland. Now, I've always wanted to play around with Qtile on Wayland, but the problem was I never could get it to work. Every time I tried to log into the Wayland session for Qtile, I'd just get a black screen. It would freeze, and it would freeze hard. You couldn't even drop to a TTY. You would have to hard reboot the computer. And I couldn't figure out what the problem was. And a couple of days ago, I was like, well, I'm going to investigate the situation. I'm going to really try to get a Wayland session running with Qtile. And the problem was my config, and it's probably going to be the problem with your config as well. So let me go to my config.py for Qtile. This is Qtile's config file. And what I ended up doing is I ended up starting with a brand new default configuration, and I was able to log into a plain default Qtile desktop using Wayland if I just deleted my config and used the default config that gets shipped, which is a very plain vanilla kind of config. So then I started adding all of my config parts back to the default config slowly, in small little chunks to see if I could spot whatever is the problem with my config. And honestly, it was pretty obvious when I got to it, because it was like the last thing in my config that's the problem. The last thing in my config was I have this block here where I have this startup hook here where we auto start an auto start file. So your startup programs, like I want, for example, the wallpaper drawn. I want Conky to launch. I want Nextcloud to launch. I've got some things that I want to auto start every time I log in to Qtile. And the problem with this, let me do a split here, is my auto start file that I was using, and this is what I was using on the Xorg session for Qtile, and some of this stuff that it was trying to launch just does not work on Wayland. So when Qtile was launching and it was running the startup hook, as the first thing it runs is all the startup stuff, some of this was just not going to run. For example, PyCom, the compositor that I was using for Xorg, obviously doesn't need to run in Wayland because Qtile is the compositor on Wayland. It's using WL roots. So I know that was a problem. Also, drawing my wallpaper using the Waypaper program was a problem because Waypaper on X11, I set it to use FEH to set the wallpaper. FEH is for X11, right? For Wayland sessions, I need Waypaper to use a different backend. I installed Sway BG for Waypaper to use as the backend to draw the wallpaper on Wayland. I got rid of better lock screen. I made all of this quite a bit different for my auto start file on Wayland. And then I added a couple of interesting things that I needed. I needed this particular program, Kanchi, and this is because I use multi-monitors. There's a couple of programs I needed to install. Let me switch to a different screen and let me clear the screen and zoom in. So some of the things you need to install here on Arch Linux. So I installed the following packages. So initially I needed to do a Pacman, and I went ahead and installed python-pywayland python-py-wl roots, and then xorg-x Wayland was also not on my system, and I wanted to make sure x Wayland was there just in case I needed it for some app support. So I installed those programs there, and I'm just going to go ahead and cancel installing all of that. And then the next thing I installed, we needed to do a pacman-S. If you need a wallpaper program, install Waypaper. It's a really cool program. You need a back end to it, right? So you need something that actually sets the wallpaper, some back-end program. Use Sway BG, for example. And when you have that installed, you can use Waypaper to actually set your wallpaper. So it's just a standard wallpaper program. You just pick a wallpaper. For example, I picked that one and it just changed my wallpaper there. So pretty neat little program there. And you have your engines down here. Sway BG is the back end that I'm using for the Wayland session. If I move over to the X11 session of Qtile, I have FEH installed, and I need to actually manually switch that inside Waypaper if I'm going to use the X11 session for Qtile and have Waypaper set the background for me. Now, one of the most annoying things that I ran into was setting my monitors, because I have 3 monitors. The monitors were out of order, right? I've got monitor 1, 2, 3, but they were all out of order. So I had to rearrange them. On X11, of course, you would do this with xrender, or you would use a GUI front end to the xrender program. You would use arender, right? And I needed something like that for Wayland, and Wayland does have a program for this. I found this particular program called WDisplays. If I type WDisplays here, it's a very similar program to something like arender. It lists my 3 monitors, and I can rearrange them in the order that they should be in, and just click. There'll be a button up here that says activate, or set it, or whatever. You click the button and it's done, and all your monitors are in the right order. But there's a problem with WDisplays. It doesn't do the same thing that arender did. Arender wrote a little bash script giving you the command, the xrender command, to put those monitors in the right order. And because it wrote that command to a config file, you could use that config file in your window manager's auto start file, for example. So every time you log in, it automatically arranges your monitors in the right order. WDisplays does not do that. You would have to manually go into the GUI program and change it every time you log in. Naturally, that's not what I wanted to do. But there is this program here called Qtile. It's a command line program that basically reads a config file. There's a config file on my system. If I actually open this with Vim, so let's open config, Qtile, config, this here, right? This is what I needed. And you can make WDisplays actually write to this Qtile file if, in conjunction with Qtile, you install a different version of WDisplays. Do not install, for example, you would normally think you would do a pacman-s WDisplays is the normal program. Well, there is this program here, WDisplays persistent. So I think this may have been in the AUR. Install that along with this Qtile command line program, and now when you use WDisplays to arrange your monitors, it'll give you that config file, and Qtile automatically, just every time you log in, will set your monitors right, as long as you have Qtile in your auto start file. So if I go back to Emacs and go back to my auto start file, let's see. There is the config.py. We'll open a split. Let's go to the auto start for Wayland. And that's why in my auto start programs, the very first thing I launch is Qtile to put the monitors in the right order. And then I launch Emacs, the Emacs server, the Emacs daemon. I have Waypaper draw the wallpaper for me. I also have Conky running, but Conky, I need to adjust this. It doesn't work quite right on the Wayland session because the Conky windows always stay above the actual windows. So I've got to configure it a little differently for Conky to work properly in Wayland, but that is a very minor gripe. A couple of other packages I needed to install because it was going to cause me some problems. OBS wouldn't record my desktop. for whatever reason. And I think part of that was just because I didn't have a XDG desktop portal package, so I needed a portal WLR, which is the WL roots, which is the compositor that Qtile is based off of. But even installing that, OBS still did not offer me any way to actually do a screen capture. And I found this program inside the AUR, so you wouldn't be able to do this with Pac-Man. You use something like Paru, for example. And I installed this package, WLR for WL roots OBS-HG. This package here basically is a plugin for OBS. You don't have to do anything. It sets itself up. You just install that, and now every time I open OBS, I now have an option to actually do a screen capture to record my desktop. Without this package, I was not able to actually get OBS working properly for me here inside Qtile on Wayland. So that is it. I had to install several different new programs, obviously, to get Wayland working. I had to make sure that whatever autostart file that I was running for Qtile, I have to make sure that that autostart file is not trying to run anything that's an X11 only kind of program, because that was just locking things up to the point you would have to do a hard reboot. Once I got all that straight, pretty much the rest of my config stayed the same. I didn't have to really do anything. Now, are there any problems with Qtile on Wayland? Well, yeah, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. So I haven't lived in it too long, and I'm not really going to live in it, because right now there's a couple of things that I can't stand. Some of the programs just don't work. Some of the programs I use on a daily basis, one of the most obvious ones, because I'm a trader, I trade the markets every day. I run a second YouTube channel where I talk about options trading and teach people a little bit about how to trade options. And my broker here, my trading platform, is Tasty Trade. It's going to take a second to load up. It's a Java app, but one of the problems with it is it's basically unusable, because anything that is a menu doesn't actually work. Like this menu here, I click on it, where'd the menu go? This menu here, it's a drop down. You can kind of see it appear for just a split second. You may not even see that on the video because of just the frame rate, but none of the menus in it work. It makes it practically unusable. And of course, I could never deal with this. And this is a program I use, every day, Monday through Friday when the stock market is open. And I can't have this not working, because it could be dangerous, right? I need to be able to get in and out of some of the trades that I'm doing. So that is a deal breaker for me. And then I just tried to close the window, and where did that pop-up go, right? The pop-ups sometimes are appearing behind the window, and that's for various programs. You can actually see this with my file manager. Let's go to a GUI file manager like PCManFM. I'm going to go down here to this test file, and I'm just going to hit the delete key on my keyboard, and it gives me a confirmation. Do you really want to move that test file to the trash can? Yes or no? I'm going to choose no. So that works there when it's full screen, but when I do it in floating mode, get the window in floating, and now hit the delete key, where is the pop-up window that's saying, hey, yes or no? Well, it's behind the window, right? And that is extremely annoying. This happens in a lot of programs. These pop-ups, I've got a lot of pop-ups that don't work right in OBS. Like if I need to change settings in OBS, click the little settings cogwheel, but the window, where's the window? Well, it's behind the main window. Like I've got to drag windows around to finally find the little dialog boxes. And that's a deal breaker. I mean, that's annoying enough. That would bother me, but the fact that that my trading platform just doesn't work at all, and I use that practically every day, would prevent me from using Qtile on Wayland as a daily driver just yet. Now, other than that, the actual window manager itself, the tiling and the layouts and the widgets and everything, all of that seems to work. I pull up my web browser, everything in the web browser, of course, web-based, all that's fine. For the most part, I would say, it's like 95% of the way there. So does Qtile on Wayland works? Yeah, it kind of works. Like it's getting close. And, probably I would think, a year, maybe 2 years out, it'll be to the point where maybe I could move over to it and live in it full time. I wouldn't do it right now because it just doesn't make any sense, because I'm not gaining anything. If anything, I'm giving up a lot, right? Because I would be adding all of these headaches to my life, programs not quite working right. And for what advantage? No real advantage. And I say no real advantage because for me, X11 and Wayland don't do too much. I don't have any kind of exotic, like monitor setups that, maybe Wayland would provide an advantage for me. Like you get different refresh rates and different screen orientations and resolutions on various multi-monitors. All of my multi-monitor setups, I'm using the same monitor for all three monitors. They're the same refresh rates and the same resolutions and all of that. So X11 and Wayland, it doesn't offer me any real advantages, but it would offer me a hell of a lot of headaches, right? A lot of heartache and pain moving to Wayland right now. But I am pretty excited. I was actually pretty happy spending the last couple of days trying to get this to work, and I will keep playing around in it. One of the things with having a Wayland session in Qtile, I can log in between the two. I can log out of the Wayland session and log into the X11 session and vice versa. Matter of fact, right now I'm using two different configs, one for X11 and one for Wayland. I can actually write my Qtile config in such a way that, through some if statements and things that, hey, if the display server is X11, do this. If it's Wayland, do that. So you could have one config that handles both the X11 and the Wayland sessions if you write it in such a way. One final thing I need to mention is I don't have a sys tray, obviously, here in the Qtile session either. One of the things with X11, I have a sys tray widget, and I do have Nextcloud, the desktop client for Nextcloud, open all the time. I've got a couple of other things like Flameshot and things like that that are not as important, but I use Nextcloud all the time, and I really have grown used to having that Nextcloud sys tray widget there. And now, not having a sys tray, like I don't even know if the Nextcloud desktop client is running on my system or not. Let me open up a terminal here. So I'm just going to run a kill all Nextcloud just to see if it's running. No process was found. So it's not even running right now because it can't run because it's a sys tray applet. And that's a problem because it syncs files between various machines of mine, so that's another issue I'd have to deal with. But that's it for this video. Before I go, I need to thank a few special people. I need to thank the producers of this episode: Matt, Steve, George, Darloff, Lee, Mark, Methos, Urion, Peace, Arch and Fedora, Roland, Morgento, and Ubuntu, and Willie. These guys, they're the producers of this episode. They're my highest tiered patrons over on Patreon. Without these guys, this episode about getting Qtile to run on Wayland wouldn't have been possible. The show's also brought to you by each and every one of these fine ladies and gentlemen. All these names you're seeing on the screen right now, these are all my supporters over on Patreon because I don't have any corporate sponsors. I'm sponsored by you guys, the community. If you like my work and want to see more videos about Linux and free and open source software like Qtile, subscribe to DistroTube over on Patreon. Peace, guys.